Hi, what is up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Taylor and I am so glad to have you. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys how I got this bronze glow that I'm rocking right now, and also some tips for applying your tanner and some tips and tricks to help reduce the appearance of cellulite if you have any of that going on. So if you guys are interested in any of that, just keep on watching. Okay, so these are some images before I've done anything of just my skin. You can see where I have a little bit of old tanner kind of on there, making my skin a little bit splotchy. And then here are my legs, same thing. And you will see down here that I have definitely some dry patches going on, especially right here along my shins. So here we are using a little micro needle roller and just rolling that over the area where you may have any cellulite. What this is going to do is cause a micro injury, which is going to make the natural production of collagen and elastin stimulate. So it'll help tighten that skin down so that the fat can't bulge out and create those little bumps that you see from cellulite. Next, we are going to do a coffee ground scrub. The coffee grounds are going to pull the fluid out of those fat cells. It's a temporary fix, but it will reduce the appearance of the cellulite. Also, this acts as a good exfoliator. Next up, we are going to be exfoliating the entire body. It is helpful if you have a little pad like this or a sponge or a brush that is rough to help loosen up the dead skin and help remove any pre-existing tan. This part is so important to make sure that the new tan we put on is going to go on evenly and not have any patches. Exfoliating your face is also super important. Just be sure to use a product like this intended for the face. And the last part in the shower is just to shave like you normally would. So a couple other things that you can do that I didn't do in this particular video are to use Epsom salts and soak in the bath. This just helps to, the hot water and the soaking helps to open up your pores. So you can do that before doing any of the steps that I mentioned prior. Another thing that is great to do if you are having a really hard time getting off an old tan or you have streaks when you do put on a tan is to use buttermilk. Because of the pH of the buttermilk, it actually helps to loosen the product that is on your skin. So if you have a really difficult tan on there, buttermilk may be a good option, and you just put it on like you would a shower gel and work it all over your body. All of these things that I mentioned now and in these previous clips, you want to make sure to do those at least 8 hours before. If you can do it the night before or the day before, depending on what time of day you tan, that will be the most ideal, just because you don't want any of that skin that's been lifted up and maybe didn't get buffed off completely to be laying there and for the tan to attach to it. So you want to give the body time to shed all of that skin, and also you don't want your pores to still be open from the hot water, because you'll get what looks like tiny little freckles or little black spots all over your tan where it sinks into those open pores. So you want to give your body time to cool down, to close all the pores, and for all of the skin that may just be lying on the surface to completely buff off. Okay, so this is my nice pasty body, but you can see it's all evened out now. Not my chest, but I have freckles and stuff there. But I have all of my tanner off, and so I'm just going to show you guys kind of how I do it. I'll show you like my arms and then my legs and stuff, and obviously not the rest. Okay, so the product I'm using today is the Bondi Sands Tanner. It looks like this, and it is in the ultra dark, and it is the self-tanning foam. So this is what it looks like. So I've never used this before, so it will also kind of be a first impression of this. I usually use a spray-on tan or a liquid, like almost like a watery one that they have from Ulta. It's like a water tan. And then I've also used lotions and stuff before, and then of course gone to my girls that spray me, that are actually like spray tan artists. So this is a new venture, so you guys are coming along with me. So I just put on gloves. You can use a mitt that they have, all kinds of different stuff. I'm just used to gloves. I use them all the time at work, so I just grabbed some gloves. So it says to put a big pump, so we did 2 right there in your, I'll read it. It says shake it up, which I did. For a streak-free tan, make sure your skin's clean and exfoliated, free of moisturizers. It is. I put some on my face, but I did that intentionally. Pump the applicator firmly and apply liberally to the tanning mitt gloves before using a long sweeping motion to the legs, arms, and body. Use the remaining to do your face, elbows, and knees, which I'm going to do that a little bit differently, but I'll just show you guys. So, okay, so before you do all of this, make sure that areas that crease or are really dry, that you put a little bit of moisturizer on there first. The instructions say don't use moisturizer, but it will stick or get like a little too dark in like the bends of your elbows here and all, but yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the legs, and another thing that I didn't mention when we were doing the top part of my body is to make sure that you don't put on deodorant, or if you know you're like a really serious sweater, you can put on the deodorant, but just like really focus it directly on the armpit, because it can make self-tanner turn like a weird greenish color. Okay, so I'm all done with the body. You can kind of see it's all over, and then you can tan your face or not. It's totally your preference. They say, you know, on the back, I think it said that you can use the rest on, use the remaining residue for face, elbows, and knees. So, yeah. So we're just going to put a little bit on my brush here, and I'm just going to kind of stamp it on my face. I just started doing this recently because I saw, gosh, what's her name? I'll have to tag the video if I can find it. But somebody else was doing this, and they were doing it with this particular Real Techniques brush. And it's like her and her husband or boyfriend or something, they have a channel. But she was doing it, and I was like, that is such a good idea. Like, just to put it on like you would foundation. So, and I had the same brush already, and I wasn't using it for anything in particular with my makeup routine, so. Just put a little bit on my ears. And it will come off your face a lot quicker than your body, even doing this. Just because, you know, we wash our face with cleansers and stuff. And they just usually contain like salicylic acid or something like that. So it causes it to come off a lot quicker. So just keep doing like that. So we've got it all on the face here, and we're just gonna let that dry down, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on my hands and my feet. So just taking a little bit of the product, and you're just gonna take your hand and just sort of stamp it on. I just find that this is, again, this was a tip that I learned from that same video, and so helpful. It just like makes it go on so much easier, especially after you've like thrown away your gloves and stuff that you're using. And you can just start like at the back where it's at your wrist, so you can just sort of blend it out slowly into your hands, like so. You see, it's just kind of work it in. So here, I'll hold them up so you can see the difference. So there is my hand with the tanner on it, and then my hand without it. You can see it's much wider, and then there's like the line there. See the difference. And I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but you know, just so you don't have a oops moment, when you're using the brush, obviously do your face, then your hands, then your feet, because you don't want to do the reverse order, especially. But even your hands, like after you put on that, you don't want to put that on your face. Clearly, if we don't know about not touching our face by now, this is another time to learn that lesson. So I have everything on. This is kind of what it looks like. I have on long pants already. I'll show you guys. I just put on like dark clothing. Loose, like baggy clothes and dark clothes so you don't stain them is ideal. And then I'm gonna actually throw on Latham's long sleeve t-shirt. If you're gonna be sleeping in it, which I am, you have to have this on for at least 6 hours. And it says if you want the darkest, longest lasting tan, to reapply this after it's completely dry in 30 minutes. But I've never used this before, and I'm a little bit nervous about how dark it's gonna get because it's the ultra dark. So we're not gonna do that. But maybe in the summer after I get used to it, I might try that out. But for now, we're just gonna do it once. I'm gonna actually sleep with it on because it's a little bit late, and that just works for me. But when you're sleeping, like I won't sleep in this tank top. I'm actually gonna sleep in this long sleeve shirt I have down here of Latham's, because that way if you get hot or you get sweaty, the fabric from the shirt will sort of help from like sweat beating up on your body and like from your elbows creasing when you sleep. Like, you know, sometimes I've been my arms, you know, or have them like under my head. And so you just want to make sure that you have on long sleeves. That way you don't get those weird creases going on. And this is a great product my regular artist gave me just to powder the areas that crease. All right, good morning, you guys. So this is my tan. First thing in the morning. As you can see, it's like a little dark on my face and definitely settled into some areas more, like got a little patchy where I have texture, but I haven't rinsed it off yet, so I'm really not too stressed about it. You can see kind of in there it's a little bit worse, and whatever, it just like collected in some areas, but I'm not stressing it. Again, like my skin's really oily, so I've kind of done like this, and like some of it'll come off just because of my natural oils. So all in all, I feel like it developed pretty evenly. And again, this is before showering, so I'm sure it'll look even more even once I rinse off just like the color guard on top of it. All right, and I just wanted to bring you over to my mirror and show you the full thing. It's looking pretty good, I think. Again, I'm gonna go rinse it off and show you guys once I get it completely off, but yeah, I feel like it looks really good. All right, so I have just thrown on a swimsuit so you guys can see the full effects of everything, and I'll hold up my hair so you can see the sides, how well it did, like really seamless on my neck, and then my entire body. I feel like it just stood so good all over, and yeah, I'm really happy with the results. So I always put on this lotion every day. Just keeping moisturized really helps your skin to hold the tan. And then if you find some areas that you're losing your tan quicker, you can use a tanning lotion like this one to help fill it in between tanning sessions. Another important tanning tip is to stay hydrated. Drink your water, people. It's so good for so many reasons, but especially to keep your skin hydrated so it holds the tan longer. All right, so to wrap everything up, I really enjoyed this Bondi Sands foam. It was a little bit of a learning curve for me because, again, I was not used to using this foam product. I was really nervous that it was going to streak. I was worried about how my face was going to turn out, but it did so good. Like, just rinsing it off in the shower, everything came out so seamlessly. So I highly recommend this product. I will update you guys probably on Insta stories or something of how long this lasted, how well it did. I might do like a wear test video if you guys are interested to see how this progresses day to day. Just let me know if you'd like to see that. But yeah, all in all, super impressed with that product. Also, another thing that I really loved about it was that it smelled good. I feel like a lot of self-tanners have kind of a funky smell, and this actually had a really pleasant kind of beachy sort of smell to it. And so I loved that about the product. So all in all, very impressed, like the results and how it went on, and I'll let you know long-term how it wears. So you guys, that concludes today's video. I hope that you enjoyed all these tips and tricks. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos that I post in the future. If you guys tried out any of these tips, let me know down below. I want to see how they worked out for you guys. And if you have any tanning tips for me that I didn't mention today, please let me know those down below too, because I'm always looking for great little hacks on how to make the beauty routines a little bit easier in my life. So thanks so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.